All right. So today we're gonna have uh, introductions or fundamentals of ICT. That is information and communication technology. We are having a combined classes, the businesses and other sciences across the institute. So once again, this is one of the best institution that offers ODEL programs, that is long distance programs. And I also want to bring into your understanding just a reminder, because I am very sure that you have read information that has been given to you right from introductory later that explain to you how the programs are run. So just a reminder, you you have to be a very active student, because the programs assume that you have other things you are doing. So always the lectures are uploaded, and then you are given the link and you can attend these programs from anywhere, your lectures from anywhere at any time when you are free. Because for example, the lessons may be uploaded in the morning or in the evening, and then you get time in the morning or in the midday, you can just attend to that. And even the advantage is that when you are busy, or maybe you've forgotten something on a certain area, you can come and re-attend the lecture again and then get the explanation of what you might have not picked from the first lesson. So that is the advantage. And also it gives you a provision of doing other things, all right? So, and help also in reducing your pressure. So this means that you have a 60% reading. Okay, you read a lot than being in classes. Okay, so we are pretty sure that you enjoy the programs, and of course, welcome to Crawford International Institute. All right, so without with that few remarks, we can start immediately. So I expect you to be settled, have your book or your notes printed, and then so that you can be in position to take notes or other things, and hard notes, taking notes and adding notes. All right. So we have this following course outline. Um, we have introduction to computer, the basic computer network, internet and its applications, computer system security, Microsoft Office applications, basic information system, fundamental computer programming, and of course we jump to topic 1, introduction to computers. So in our topic 1, we look at what is a computer, and I want to apologize because I don't know what has happened with notes, but basically I'm sure the one you have printed is very clear. This is basically because of uh, my computer is, my tablet is trying to be a little bit stubborn, but I'm pretty sure that with you all is well. So how do we define computer? First of all, a computer is generally any device that can eventually be able to capture or store data, the capture data, produce data, and also stored data. So this can be, and it must be only an electronic device. All right, so it's not just anything, it must be electronic device that can capture informations, they can produce information. So for example, we have the printer is a component of a computer. We have a smartphone, even those button phone, they're actually components of computer. So a device, electronic uh, device. So what does the computer do? What does the computer do? So such devices that can capture information, store informations, and produce informations, and also distribute information. One of the things that it does, it accepts data, for example, raw data or raw facts. Raw facts are the data which are not processed. For example, like when you get a rumor from a friend and you have not asked to confirm, that rumor becomes a data. It's a raw fact. It could be true, but it's not confirmed. That's why we call it raw. So it's not ready to be used. Okay, so it can captures raw facts like figures, like can captures raw facts like numbers, symbols, letters, etc. And also the second thing is that it can process data. That is to say, steps taken in converting data into an information. Information is a meaningful fact. For example, when a friend give you a rumor, it is a data, right? But once you have gone to confirm and a person says, okay, what you heard about you that I said, I actually said it, that means you are now very sure, right? So it now becomes a process information. So the step you have taken to confirm is actually what we call processing. But in data, data processing is when you go to all sources of data, you gather all the information together, you confirm whether it is valid or not, accurate or not, and then you can be able to call it an information when everything has been what has been made clear. And then finally, a computer also does produce data or informations. It stores the informations. So it can actually generate information, just like this note that we are using. I use the computer to produce it. Uh, and we are still using, or you use your phone to keep the soft copy. When you want the soft copy, you go to your phone. So it is actually helping you to store that information. And then the results, or maybe the output, you can print it out and use it. You get that? So there is what we regard as computer literacy. So the computer literacy, we are saying that it is a means of understanding what computer is and what computer can do, learning about the computer and be able to understand what computer can actually do. There is computer literacy. All right. So understanding of what a computer can do and how it can be used as a resource. Basically, what can a computer do? The knowledge you have about computer, when you are able to open a computer, when you are able to type and produce your report from the computer, the knowledge you have gathered about the computer is what we really call computer literacy. So literacy, it is all about the ability to understand, ability to know, ability to be able to work with something. So if we talk about reading literacy, that means definitely gather you be able your ability to be able to read and understand that this is a figure 1 2 3 4 5 and 16 and above. All right. So when a person have a sufficient knowledge and skills to be use a computer, we now call it a computer literacy. All right. But we can actually explain the computer literacy in three concepts. One is awareness, becoming aware of what can the computer do in the society. So like now, where you get to know that computer can produce data, computer can store data, computer can share data. You get that? So that means you become computer literate. You have the knowledge about the computer. You know what the computer can do, and also you know how to use it. And then another concept of literacy is actually knowledge. Understanding how computer works and their functions. So you know that, okay, if I press this button, it can do this, it can do that. If I press this button, it can close off. All right. And then interactions, your ability to use the computer, understanding its use, like your phone. All right, you interact with your phone, send messages, receive phones, calls, texts, and all that. That is the interaction with your what? With your computer. Now, how can we get our information when we put our information in the computer? How can we get it? So we are saying that we can use what we call IPO in order to get information from our computer. That is input, process, and output. All right. So input is when we are able to feed the information into the computer using computer parts like keyboards, mouse, keyboards and mouse. All right. So I'm actually assuming that you are following with your data. I mean, with your notes. All right. Yeah. Some of those slides jumped and it wasn't moving. So I make sure that you have your notes. Don't rely on these particular notes on the screen. This is basically to make sure that we're in the same page actually. All right. So we put other data into the computer. We can use the keyboard. The keyboard is used for typing. It has letters, digits, and all that concept that we can use for uh, feeding in the information. Just like in your phone, you have so computer is able to process data following your instructions. So what you tell the computer is what a computer is able to do. So when you tell a computer to print, a computer does print for you. You get that? So in summary, we have the first steps that we use in getting out the information from the computer, uh, or maybe how we can generate information is the output. And I say the input, sorry, the input is we feed the information into the computer, then we do the processing. We process data per instructions. We tell the computer what we want to do, and then eventually we can produce the data out. We can generate the data out. Now let's look at the data and information, the differences between the two. Okay, so we define data as collections of raw facts, the figures, statistics related to an object, a raw fact. In other words, a raw fact, something that is has no confirmation, is not sure, we still don't know much about it. I can either be figures. So for example, when you ask someone and at how many people are there, and they say like they are around 10 to 20 there, that's a data. It's not confirmed. Okay, so confirming it and being sure that there are 15, that means you already have the information that is processed. Okay, so but this can be figure, can be numbers and all that. Then information is the data which is being processed. All right, I've already talked about that. It has a meaning, and that would mean we can actually be able to use it for planning and making decision. So the examples of data, uh, actually some of these. For example, we can say James 55, Solomon, Maria 30, all those kind of thing. But we when eventually we process these informations, and then we give something that is reasonable to it. So for example, when you look at a table, you can see that we have Johnson, informations about Johnson. First of all, we have data Johnson, we have Salmo, we have 34, we have 20, we have Mary 178. It's just very disorganized and you cannot understand anything, isn't it? But now processing it now, you can see that we in that table, that I mean in that section of data, you can see that you don't get anything at all. Things are just organized. But here it gives you a meaning now. It gives you a meaning now when you have Johnson, age 4, and then the height is 20. Salome, 34, age, and the height is 178. Mary, age 20, the height is 180. So this is reasonable. You can be able to understand it. So that is now what we can call informations. Okay. For example, another examples of information is data which is collected from census, which is used to generate different types of information. Maybe the government can use it to know the number of people who know how to read and write, or maybe the information that can eventually be used in planning and the rest. Okay, so we also have differences between data and information still here. On the other side, the data, we say that the data is the collections of facts as per definition, and the information is what is being processed. All right. And then another difference is that data is not used in decision making. We do not use data in making decision because it's not valid. It has no fact. But we can use information in making decisions. And also data has no meaning, because when you look at the examples here, there is no meaning here in this section of data. You get that? But then informations has meaning. Okay, so we have also the cycle, which shows you how data is processed. So data processing activities can be put into 4 groups or activities. One, data input, data processing, informations output, and eventually storage. And then we can use this information cycle, I mean data processing cycle, to actually understand how data is being processed. All right, so we have a diagram that gives you the complete picture of how data is being processed. Now, we have said that we have input. When you observe that cycle very well, the cycle contains the storage and retrieval. Retrieval means removing the information which is being kept. For example, when someone asks you that, can you give me a telephone number of so and so, and then you pick it from your phone, you have actually retrieved the informations. So that is retrieval, removing of informations from where they are being stored. And then also we have communications and reproducing of data, collecting data and converting data into format that can be used: sorting, calculating, and comparing of your. So looking at what we have here, this basically give us the picture give us the components of the computer. What does the computer consist with? And then look at it, and then you're able to master it. We have the like of the speaker, of course that one is sound producing. We have the system unit that keeps the storage and processing, the monitor that gives us a display of information like a screen, the keyboards, like we have said, we use it for feeding information into the computer. It has the digits and where we can type, and the mouse is for directing and giving instruction. It's basically like for the smartphone you use your finger to tap on the areas you want, but for the computer, most of the computer are not screen touch. You can use the mouse to really direct your instructions. So you're going to look at the uses of the computer, come into the characteristics, and eventually you go through the basic functions of computer. Okay, and then meanwhile what you're going to do, you can inbox administrator on WhatsApp and then request for the topics that you do not understand, and then I will definitely come back today with those particular topics that you find a challenge with in understanding. But for now, you take revisions to areas, to all those the notes. Any topic that you find that is hard for you, you can just gather those topics. Should be at least 10 of them, or maybe areas like 5 to 10, and then you send it to administrator and it will be forwarded to me, and then eventually I will come back and we discuss those topics. But those areas that are easy for you, take notes of them, revise, and definitely you're gonna have everything in one place. Otherwise, it's a summary that I have for you today. I will be waiting for your request of areas that needs more explanations. Then I come back and we discuss about it. Thank you.